Welcome to sunny Winter Haven, Florida. I'm Lane Dawg Bowers, and I want you to realize that you are greatly blessed, highly favored, and deeply loved. And we're talking today about the book, The Go-Giver. I highly recommend it. We've gone over 3 laws of stratospheric success. That's not just any kind of ordinary success, it's good success. And it's based on the power of giving. So powerful, so exciting. And today I want to talk to you about the 4th law. But before I do that, I want to quickly go over the other 3 laws. And I hope you guys are taking time to apply each of the laws that you hear when you hear it before you go to bed that night, because it's so important to get momentum. Don't worry and overthink it. Just apply it and make it happen. Now, the first law that we talked about is the law of value. Your value is determined by how much more you give in value than you take in payment. Super important. You know, that's part of giving. And the second law is the law of compensation, and that your compensation is determined by how many people you serve and how well you serve them. So you have total control over your income by determining how many people you serve and improving how well you serve them. The third law is the law of influence, and that your influence is determined by how abundantly you place other people's needs first. So powerful, so powerful. And I'm going to just share a little bit of myself in this. One of the examples, you know, in the story that they tell in this book is exactly what I'm going to do in my life. It's so easy to get involved in 50-50 relationships, win-win relationships. That's a losing proposition. If you really want to be a go-giver, if you really want to achieve stratospheric success, you need to give 100%. Do not worry about keeping score. Do not play poker with people when you're trying to give them. Do not try and give just enough to get by. Give more than enough. This is biblical. I'm not going to go a whole lot into more to that, but for me, the one thing I'm going to do is, and I got the idea from the book, is it's so easy at the end of your day, when your wife comes home, your significant other comes home, it's almost like a comparison of whose day, and you know, it's easy to get into negatives and whatnot, and I'm going to try and be that guy. I'm going to be that husband that puts my wife, her needs, her desires, her happiness first. I am not bragging to you. Believe me, I've fallen short of this tons of time. I'm just being transparent with you, you know, but I'm just making a commitment right now. That is the guy that I'm going to be, and I'm not going to worry about getting, you know, making that 50-50 and making sure I get my 2 cents in, because that's how the laws work. And today I want to talk to you about the 4th law, which is the law of authenticity. So powerful, so exciting. You know, the whole reason that I'm doing these videos and that I'm doing these Facebook posts and my YouTube channel is because, you know, as I've said, I want you to realize that you are greatly blessed, highly favored, and deeply loved. Not because you deserve it, but because of God's unmerited, undeserved, and unearned favor that is on you because you've asked Jesus into your life. Listen, a simple message of hope is what I want for you. No matter where you're at in your life, I want you to believe that there is hope, and I want to offer that to you every single day I can, and I want to live this life by being the person who encourages you and let me know if there's something that I can do to help you and put your needs first. I truly desire to give that hope and that inspiration to you, and I hope that this makes a huge difference in your life. So let's talk about the law of authenticity. You know, the great news is the world is so much about self-improvement, and this book could be viewed as a self-improvement book. But what I want you to realize is that your value is determined by the way God sees. God sees you as Jesus. If you've accepted Jesus in your life, He's already punished your sins to the fullest extent, and now when He looks at you, He sees the perfection of His Son, because His blood, Jesus' blood, has cleansed you from all unrighteousness. And along with that, what an amazing, and this is the good news, that you get the gift of righteousness and the abundance of unearned, undeserved, and unearned favor. So I want to keep that in perspective when we're talking about the 4th law, the law of authenticity, that no matter what you do for a living, no matter what you are selling, no matter what job you have, no matter what skill set you have, the most important thing that you have to offer this world, to offer your boss if you're in a job, or your prospects, or if you're in a small home-based business, or if you want to start a business, this is really, really good news. The greatest asset that you have is you. The greatest thing that you can give away is to give away you. Listen, I've heard this over and over again, that people, it's so easy to sell on facts and figures and things like that. But you know what? People are tired of that. People buy on emotion, and they want to buy based on you and their belief in you. And the way you build that up, the way you increase your value, like we said, is give to others. Get it 100%, make their needs, put their needs ahead of yourself, and then this all comes back to you. It cannot not work. It has to work, because that's the way the universe is set up. That's the way God set it up. But listen to this, because this is so powerful, that any goal that you have, that you want to reach, is 10% specific knowledge and skills. Those can be learned. Those things can be learned in a computer program, in online videoing, marketing and stuff like that can all be learned by watching and learning from a mentor. Those are a skill set. But 90%, the rest of the bite, and 10% skills, that's max. That's maximum of what it is. But 90% of the rest of it is people skills. And what are people skills? Is it liking people? Is it being a good listener? Is it, just looking out for the other person's interests? Yeah, but all those things are helpful. But by far the most important thing that you have to give is yourself. If you want to be someone that is authentic, then the most valuable thing you can do in people skills is be a person. Be the person God made you to be. Do not apologize for it, and don't try to be what you think other people want you to be. Now, that doesn't mean you share all your problems with people and you talk about negativity. Not at all. Listen, God did not make a mistake when He made you. So for those of you who are struggling, or those of you who want to achieve stratospheric success, listen, 90% of that is that I've said this before, God put a gift inside of you and a message inside of you that only you can deliver. Okay? And that there are people in this world who are waiting desperately. They may not know it, you may not know who they are, but they're waiting for that message from you. I truly believe that. And that, you have to know that you're made for more than just a job. You have to know that. I'm not saying you have to leave your job, but you have a message. And it's so awesome when you realize that the law of authenticity is that you give away your most valuable asset. You give away you. And don't try and be anybody else. If you want people skills, learn to give you the example that she gives in this book. This is so, I'm actually going to give my own example. I don't want to actually talk because her example is great. I'm going to give you my own example. I've gone all around the world showing people how to do the impossible. I've shown so many different people, tens of thousands of people, how to walk on water, how to be a barefoot water ski. And listen, I developed a skill set and a system that helped people learn how to do it without falling. But the biggest thing that I offer people when I've traveled, and I don't do it hardly at all anymore, of that part of the business, but the most valuable thing that I had to offer when I went is they believed in me. They believed in the authentic person. The way I am, you can tell as you're looking into my eyes, I believe 100% of what I'm saying. God gave you that ability to look in someone's eyes, and you can tell if it's a bunch of BS or if it's the real deal. And look into my eyes, I'm telling you the truth. And when I went somewhere, what I had to offer them, they believed in me. But you know what I had to give them? What I had to give them was the message that you can do this. Because the reason they brought me there, yes, was for skill sets to show them specific things and help keep them safe. But the most valuable lesson I had to give them was my belief, my authenticity, that they can do that. And that is what inspired me. That's what gets me excited. You have that same ability. So listen, make tonight, do not go to bed without applying this in your life. Give yourself. And you know what? Sometimes that means shutting down your needs and raising up their needs. Now 50, 60, or 70%, 100%. I believe that any of these laws, unless they work in all parts of life, they don't apply to business. That's my own personal belief. That's what I get passionate about. So me personally, I'm making this statement to you. I'm going to be the first way I'm going to do that is not worry about applying it in my business as much as I'm going to take it home into my family. I'm going to apply it to my kids. I'm going to try and focus on them more and put their needs ahead of mine. Most importantly, I want to be that husband for my wife. I want to be the guy that puts her needs first, listens to her. As husbands, we're always trying to figure stuff out and offer help and solutions. But I know now that the most important thing is I got to shut up, listen, and be genuinely connected to her happiness. I hope this has inspired you. God bless you today. I'm expecting a miracle for you. Leave me a comment below. I want to hear what you think of this. I want to get connected to your passion, help you get connected to your passion. I'm believing a miracle for you today. God bless you.